Money. It certainly does make the world go round. And the reason it's able to do so is that we trust these little pieces of paper. That's all it is, just a piece of paper. But around the globe, there is no piece of paper that inspires more confidence. Take this one, for example. We typically call it a $20 bill. But officially, it is a Federal Reserve note. And every Federal Reserve note that you spend or receive is part of a complex organization known as the Federal Reserve System.
In 1907, the US dollar saw the sudden precipitous decline. This decline, as a result of a confidence crisis in the nation's banking system, resulted in the failure of commercial banks on a national level. This failure of the banks resulted in the halt of commerce on a national scale. Under the careful planning of Senator Nelson Aldrich, the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, in 1913, the Federal Reserve System was born as the first central bank of the U.S. in over 80 years. After World War II, the U.S. was given a favorable role in the Bretton Woods system, but rather the Fed came after the Bretton Woods system's end. The Nixon shock, as it became known as, allowed the Fed to print out as much money as it deemed necessary. Therefore, it can effectively control the value of the dollar at whatever price. In the regular political system, the Fed holds no authority whatsoever. Board governors of the Federal Reserve are appointed by the President of the United States, and if approved by Congress, sworn in as public employees. But the true political power of the Fed remains from its independence from the political system altogether.
Be here today as the ranking member, and in the midst of the great optimism of monetary policy and how the economy is doing, I still have some concerns. And of course, one of my long-term goals has always been to emphasize maintaining the integrity of the monetary unit, rather than looking superficially at some of our statistics. But I also share the concern of the chairman of the committee of our responsibilities for oversight and your interest as well, Chairman Bernanke, on having the transparency that I think we all desire. Transparency in monetary policy is a goal we should all support. I've often wondered why Congress has so willingly given up this prerogative over monetary policy. Congress, in essence, has ceded total control of the value of our money to a secretive central bank.
Because the Fed is free from any governmental oversight, especially from Congress, this added freedom allows for the Fed to operate as an independent agency. The Fed is a unique organization in that its operations are divested into 12 privately owned, locally functioning regional banks that carry out the orders of the larger central bank based in Washington, D.C. This structure has led many to question the Fed as a government agency at all.
It seems like for a period of time leading up to this credit crunch, the Fed was too loose.
Who's whispering? Who's whispering? He's crazy. I heard that.
Oh, no, you didn't?
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on. No,
I did.
I was talking about Wolfman. He was telling me.
Wolfman is crazy. He's crazy.
Know what,
How about Steve, though?
Steve, here's the reason Fed policy has done what it's done. You know, it's amazing. You're a really smart guy. Most economists are probably a lot brighter than I am, but they really choose to pick their battles, and this is one they just don't want to get involved with. You know, it's amazing. I made a comment yesterday with Michelle that the government really shouldn't be the biggest landlord in the world, and and the response I had from a couple of economists was, well, the Fed isn't the government, and I guess they're right. The Fed is about as federal as FedEx, and some people have read weird books about things like Jekyll Island, but that's not what I was pointing to. What I was pointing to is they might not be the government actually, but they certainly do tell us who backs this, and the government does back this, and that's how the Fed buying mortgages still comes back to Mr. Wolfman and mine and even your pocket, Steve Leisman. And as far as inflation, I'll tell you something. This
I wish I
conundrum,
knew what you were talking about, Rick.
This conundrum,
about the
oh
week
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Steve.
I have no idea, Rick. But
You don't have any idea?
I haven't for about a month, but that's okay.
That's all right. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter if you had an idea because viewers think that we've pretty much made them a few extra ticks in the market.
Right.
That's
And
the only
Rick,
reason I come in
when
here.
you want the
Well, that's the Fed. They control the money, they control the power. But as Beals can say, they can't buy you love.
And buy me love, love, and buy me love. I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll get you anything, my friend, if it makes you feel alright.